Hey everybody, it's the WKgamer here. I'd like to apologize for the delay of video game reviews. My camera had a bit of problems and it wouldn't upload any videos, but now I figured out the problem. And well, since I said I was going to do movie reviews in March, I'm going to have to delay it till May because I didn't get to do any game reviews, alright? Alright, let's begin. Till recently, I got a new game for the PSP. This game is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. One thing, probably one of the greatest games on the PSP in the history of ever. It's so fun, challenging, and there's more stuff to do than just story missions. Alright, let's begin. In the beginning, we see Big Boss and a couple of other soldiers. Well, Big Boss is now leading his own mercenary company, Soldiers Without Borders. Soon, a friend named Miller, who we probably know from the very first Metal Gear Solid game, tells him that we have a visitor. This visitor happens to be I think it's like a leader or like some professor in a college in Costa Rica. Right now, there's been some happenings in Costa Rica. Weird happenings. Nuclear happenings. Big robot of death happenings. So Big Boss is sent in to clean up the mess. Basically, CIA has nukes. He discovers that they're making a Metal Gear. And, well, we get the picture. Alright. But that's not the only thing either. He also hears a recording. And guess who it might be? His old mentor. The boss. So Snake not only tries to clean up the mess in Costa Rica, he's looking for his former mentor. On the way, you'll meet people who fight these people that are making all these machines and stuff, and so on. But I don't want to get rid of all the rest of the story, so let's begin. Things about the game. Gameplay looks pretty awesome. You can play up to 4 players in each mode, and these 4 co-op players in the co-op missions are going to be handy. First of all, you really want these other players in battles between the big boss fights, because they can get really hard, especially when you're playing by yourself. Recently, I have gotten no one to play with me in boss battles, so it's a little hard. However, it's not just the gameplay that's fun, it's also the other things. You can recruit new members for your mercenary company. In fact, it's pretty good when you think about it. You can see what their stats are, how good they are at things. If they're no good, you discharge them. If they're really good, you want to place them in one of the following teams. There's a combat team, R&D team, medical team, and a mess hall team. And trust me, the more soldiers you get, the more you're going to want to put them in the mess hall team. And speaking of which, our combat team lets you play as any playable members, but they all look the same, so there's not much of a difference. Second of all, R&D team and medical team also, I forgot, there's also an intel team. So the intel, medical, and research and design team can help you get new weapons and new items that you can develop. And also during vehicle battles, you can also kill leaders inside enemy vehicles, and you can take them for yourself. You can use these in outer ops, or, well, I guess that's it. Second of all, this is probably one of the best. You get to build your own Metal Gear. However, I don't know much about it. All I have is a power unit, a walking unit, and legs. I don't have a head, and I don't have any weapons on it. So I'm a bit confused. However, let's talk more. During gameplay, you'll be introduced to cutscenes that look like comic books. Now, this is a bit interesting, but really I'd prefer virtual cutscenes. But then again, I think this is the only one where you actually interact with these cutscenes. You actually get to blow up stuff, so that kind of makes up for it. Yeah. Facing boss battles will be definitely hard. Some missions that I played through kind of seemed almost impossible without another player. However, I did it single, so take that. Second of all, if you're gonna face an AI weapon, here's how you do it. You can either get 4 players, like I don't like to do it, or you can try to rank up your weapons by tranquilizing enemy soldiers and using the new photon recovery system. No more dragging them to a stupid truck like in Portable Ops. The control system is also better than Portable Ops. Instead of using the stick to move and the D-pad to look, which are both on the same side of the PSP, you use the buttons on the right to look around, and then you use the stick to move. And the L1 and R1 buttons, L1's used to aim, R1's used to fire. It's basically your normal shooter type, but way much better. Not to mention, some of the items could be a bit weird. You have a box tank, you have a throwing supply marker, which will be definitely handy when facing AI weapons. Here's what I'd suggest for fighting AI weapons: a supply marker, an RPG, and a law. Well, that's how I did it to face down the Pupa, but I'm not so sure yet. However, this is a great addition to the Metal Gear Solid series, and not to mention, probably one of the best games on the PSP so far. So, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker gets a 10 out of 10, probably being very, very good. For more reviews, check out my homepage.